Alright, just a little quick video out here on the water, nice and peaceful. Can't catch squat on top water, so I'm fixing to load it up and go home. But anyway, just something I got to thinking about. You know, in nearly 50 years of fishing, one thing I found out is that nearly every fisherman wants to have a little edge. He wants to have him a little secret, you know, something that nobody else has got, something that'll work. So they'll go to the ends of the earth to try to find just a little edge. So here's something for you to think about. Let me dig a couple of them out here. You know, everybody has access to the same things right now. All the new crankbaits, you know, everything. But here's something to think about. The baits that worked 50 years ago, I mean really worked well, they're still available. They've been discontinued for 40 years, but they're still available. This is a good example here. This little Rebel DWR. There have probably literally been thousands of bass caught on this bait and other color variations on Allatoona. I mean, they're really probably thousands, but you know, most people don't even know what they are anymore, especially the young guys. And you can still find them. You can find them on eBay. You can find them new in the box on eBay, or gently used. And I mean, they're as effective now as they were 50 years ago. Just they quit making them, so nobody buys them. But they're effective. They were then, they are now. So if somebody wants to get a little edge, get on eBay and buy you some little Rebel DWRs, or buy a little. So here's another color variation of the Rebel DWR. Or they've got these little. If the water's a little off color, this little humpy. It's a little rounder, got a little, displaces a little more water. I talked about all this stuff on a live well I was on last year about this time. It was dedicated to old baits. But like I say, lures like that, a little DWR, I mean, there have literally been thousands just on Allatoona. I mean, that was a hot bait back in the 70s because that's about all there was. Rebel, Bomber, Bagleys, Mans, that was pretty much it, the big four. This old Rebel Bomber, the 7A Bomber, they make this, they make that bomber, I think they make a 3, a 4, a 5, a 6, a 7, 8, and a 9. This is a 7. They don't make this color anymore. I think they still make the bait. They still make 7A bombers, 6A bombers. You can buy them on LureNet. And I guarantee you, there ain't a handful of people in the country still throw these things because they're old. And people, you know, and what you got to remember is the bass that were being caught, or the bass that were being caught now, they've never seen this crap before. You know, lifespan of a bass in this part of the country is, yeah, about 10 years. So I guarantee you, their grandparents hadn't seen this lure. Here's another one that is a absolute dead killer. A Mans Deep 15 Plus. Look at the bill on that thing. This sucker will dive. Guarantee you. No fish today has hardly seen this, and there's very few fishermen because, you know, they quit making it. But you can still find them on eBay every now and then. They're absolutely deadly. So I mean, if somebody's wanting to get a little edge, you know, something that, you know, 99.9% of the people fishing today aren't using. Probably 80% of the people fishing today hadn't even ever seen one of them. Get on eBay, get you some. You know, they make bigger versions too. They make a deep mini R, they make a mini R, they make a maxi R, a deep maxi R. They make a wee R, a deep wee R. All these lures that are just absolutely deadly, and nobody uses them anymore. So if somebody wants to get them a little edge, something that, you know, most of the guys aren't using, something the fish ain't seen in decades, get you some Rebels, get you some Bombers, get you some old Mans. That's a Mans 20 Plus. I think Paul Elias won a classic on one of these things many moons ago. there's just so many of these old baits that are still available if somebody will get out there and look for them. Like I say, I guarantee you, fish ain't seen them, and most of the fishermen ain't seen them either. So, just a little something that might help you out. If you, like I say, if you want to get a little edge, show the fish something they ain't ever seen before. And I mean, there's not that much difference in the crankbaits from 50 years ago now. A lot of people think these little bitty subtle differences make a huge difference. So if you're one of those people, that's really a way to go. All right, anyway, I'm gonna go put this thing on the trailer because I can't get the topwater fish to play today. They'll run bait to the top, but they won't take a bait off the top. I tried a spook in a front runner, I tried a whopper plopper, I tried a pop-art. I had 2 or 3 little half-ass blow-ups, and I mean had fish just literally blowing up all around me, and they would not take a bait off the top, or not anything I was throwing anyway. So, I mean, I probably could have taken a fluke or something like that, or maybe even a jerk bait, but that ain't what I come up here for this time of year. I come up here to topwater fish. If I'm gonna drag something on the bottom with those crankbaits, I got better places to go. So anyway, I'm going home. All right, talking about an advantage. These are some baits that have, like I said in the video earlier, these baits have caught thousands of bass. I mean, and that's just on Altoona. This was part of the, you know, the big deal, the birth of crankbaits back in the 70s. This is a deep maxi R. That's the biggest one they've got. They make a square bill version, which I've got one somewhere, but I can't lay my hands on it, and I'm not going to spend an hour looking for it. This is a deep mini R. As you can tell, it's just a little bit smaller. This is a mini R, square bill. A little bit smaller, or well, same size, just square bill. Then we drop down to a wee R, little square bill, and this is the deep wee R. There is no telling how many fish that one has caught on just on Altoona. It's got to be in the thousands and thousands, because this is what everybody was throwing back in the 70s. So, you know, people today have never seen this stuff. This is a Rebel Super R. It's got a big wide wobble, great for off-color water. And this is the Humpy, the smaller version of it. An absolute killer in cold, off-color water. And let's see, they also make a teeny R. Isn't it cute? Then if you want to, like I say, then you got a man's deep 30 plus, big dog. They got a 20, and then this 15 that I talked about and showed earlier. And another one I kind of forgot that used to be, everybody talked about it in the 70s, one of the best plugs out there. Bill Norman Super Scooper. That was the weapon of choice on Sinclair. I mean, it catch fish everywhere, but that's all you heard about on Sinclair back in the 70s and the early 80s. Super Scooper. Anyway, you wanna throw something ain't nobody else throwing? Get on eBay, hunt you up some of these things. They caught fish 50 years ago, they'll catch fish today.